Well, well, well. Here we go again. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Carolina Panthers, and they should have. The Carolina Panthers is a bad team. It was a very good win, but understand, it was a very bad team. And every time the Cowboys win, here comes the Dak Prescott. Here comes the Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott. Here comes the, hey, maybe we should keep Mike McCarthy. Maybe Jerry isn't that bad. And we got a great team. And we're about to go to the playoffs and go all the way to the Super Bowl. Okay, stop it. Calm down. Can we please, Dallas Cowboy fan base, stop being a prisoner of the moment and evaluate this team, evaluate these players, and understand we're not a good team yet. We got some good pieces. We got some good things that happen, but we're not a good team yet. And Mike Zimmer has the defense absolutely soaring. No, not Micah Parsons, Mike Zimmer. And Mike McCarthy has had his hand forced because Cooper Rush is limited. And so in Cooper Rush limitations, Mike McCarthy has had to do something that he actually doesn't like to do, even though he said that's what he wanted to do. But history shows he doesn't like to do it. I'm about to show you one of the main reasons and one of the main players of why this Dallas Cowboys offense has looked extremely good in spite of Cooper Rush at times. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget at the end to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Now let's talk facts. Again, the Dallas Cowboys really did beat a bad team. But I'm going to give them credit. Because Carolina had actually looked really good down the last 3 games, even though they still got beat. Zimmer came with a game plan. And anybody who's been on this channel will tell you, I have been bragging about Mike Zimmer all season long. Mike Zimmer, unlike Mike McCarthy, Mike Zimmer has done more with less. He hasn't done a lot of talking about injuries. No, whatever hand he's dealt, that's the hand that Mike Zimmer plays. And every time they say, hey, Mike, you need to stop the run, Mike Zimmer has gotten better and better and better at stopping the run every single week. And he has kept these games close so that the Dallas Cowboys, with Cooper Rush's 2 touchdown average per game, Cooper Rush has been able, with this offense, he has been able to drive the bus, and they've been able to pull out a few victories. Well, I'm going to tell you one of the main players on this offense that has helped them pull off these victories. And his name is Rico Dowdle. But the funny thing is Mike McCarthy. When Mike McCarthy is asked about Rico Dowdle, even though he's going to give Rico Dowdle some credit, but what they ask him about the past games and why he didn't run Rico Dowdle, his answer is one of the main reasons why I do not want Mike McCarthy back as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Mike McCarthy is a bona fide liar. I've proven it over and over on this channel, and I'm going to prove it to you again while showing you just how good Rico Dowdle has been. Let's roll it.
Tim. Tim Callis from Dallas Morning News. You've talked about Rico at times. We wish we could have gotten more carries. Have you looked back at games and seen where maybe there were some opportunities to do that, or was that usually just game script getting away from you? You couldn't do it.
Oh, I think the games that we did not have the opportunity to run the football is, those are conversations you have in game, and those were 3-score deficits early in games that we went to 2 minute. We could have stuck with the run game and maybe lost by 10. But based on time and it's like, I don't think that correlates. So it's great to be playing balance. The best thing we're doing as a football team is we're taking the ball away and we're taking care of it. And we still gave one away today that shouldn't have been given away. So that was our biggest Achilles heel in those early games. The numbers reflect that. So we're +3 today, and I think it gives us -5 for the season. So you can't. This is to play winning football, especially in December. You have to win that turnover ratio.
Mike McCarthy is a liar. All of a sudden, when he's asked about Rico Dowdle, he flips the script and he says the biggest thing we've done. He doesn't give the credit to Cooper Rush because he can't. But he wants to make sure he doesn't give it to Rico Dowdle, because if he gives it to Rico Dowdle, he indicts himself. He gives it to the defense and starts talking about the turnover ratio all of a sudden. But hold on a second. Mike McCarthy said, notice, he didn't blame it on the line. Mike McCarthy says, well, the numbers show it. We were down by 3 touchdowns. He's saying that the score didn't allow him to be able to run the ball to Rico Dowdle. Okay. Let's see if that's true, Mike. Let's see what the numbers really tell us. I want to take it back to the Atlanta Falcon game, because Mike McCarthy is talking about being down by 3 scores. And what I'm going to focus on is I'm going to focus on the score at halftime, and then I'm going to show you the total number of rushing yards that Rico Dowdle had along with the carries. So let's look at the Atlanta Falcon game. So the Cowboys lost 27-21. What is Mike McCarthy talking about the Cowboys being down 3 scores? When you go to the halftime point of the Atlanta Falcon game, the Atlanta Falcons were only up 14-10. The Atlanta Falcons were only up 14-10. Mike McCarthy and Fausel decided to do a fake punt on the Cowboys' own side of the field, and when they missed that fake punt, then the Falcons went up and took the game up, if I'm not mistaken, 21-10. So tell me why, when you came out at halftime, Mike, you were only down 14-10. Why didn't you run the ball? Why didn't you run the ball? Because we can clearly look back and we went play by play, and we could clearly see even on that, you threw it, I'm thinking, 2 times, and you only ran it 1. It is very clear that what Mike McCarthy is saying is absolutely not true. Rico Dowdle, he ran the ball only 12 times. He ran 75 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. Bold-faced lie. Bold-faced lie by Mike McCarthy. Let's go back again. The Dallas Cowboys played their next game. The next game was the Eagles. Y'all want to know something strange about the Eagles game? You want to know something strange about the Eagles game? It was only 14-6 at the half. It was only 14-6 at the half. Where are the 3 scores, Mike? You know where the 3 scores occurred? The 3 scores occurred because, of course, turnovers and your reluctance to still run the ball. You don't believe me? Rico Dowdle, 12 carries, 53 yards. Tell me, where were you down, Mike? Tell me, where were you down at halftime by 3 scores? No, Mike, you're the problem. You don't want to admit it. But you're the reason why the Cowboys were losing these games. And I don't understand why people so quickly forget this. No, you were not down by 3 scores. You were only down 14-6 at the half. Why did Rico Dowdle? Why? Rico Dowdle, if you look at his average. And I had already pointed this out in the Philadelphia game. When you look at his win rate or his success rate, when you looked at his yards after contact, when you looked at his average yards per run, Rico Dowdle, y'all, even with what we were calling the bad offensive line, Rico Dowdle was already averaging up in the top of the league as far as those stats. The reason why we were not getting a lot of run yards is because Mike McCarthy refused to run the ball. I'm just showing you stuff that's right here. Mike McCarthy, this is one of the main reasons. Y'all can have your own opinion. I don't want Mike McCarthy back on this team. I do not want Mike McCarthy back on this team. Here we go again. Does anybody not realize? Y'all tell me what Mike is talking about. What is he talking about, 3 scores? What is he talking about? The Cowboys, Houston Texans game, 17-10 at the half? 20-10 in the third quarter? What is he talking about? What's the excuse? Why wasn't he running Rico Dowdle? What's the excuse? Rico Dowdle, 10 carries, 28 yards. I can do this all day long. This is the reason I don't want this guy back. Cooper Rush threw the ball 55 times in that game. 55 times. Why couldn't you run Rico Dowdle? Why? No, it's not. And I hear people, oh, it was the offensive line. No, even with that offensive line, Rico Dowdle was still doing really well. He didn't even get a chance in this game. Didn't even give him a chance to get warmed up. Let's go back again. I'm showing you. You can go down the line on this. And a lot of people, let's go to analytics. You can go to analytics all you want to. The numbers do not support what Mike McCarthy said. The numbers are actually supporting what I'm showing you. It's what I'm showing you. This is basic. Let's look at the Washington Commanders game. The score was what? 3-3 at the half? 3-3 at the half. And you're telling me in this game, Rico Dowdle was 19 for 86. This again was one of Cooper Rush's better games. I wonder why. Because they ran Rico Dowdle 19 times. And let's be careful even about the better game. The game was like watching paint dry all the way up until midway through the fourth quarter. But Rico Dowdle, 19 for 86. Why didn't you run him 25? Why didn't you? What was stopping you? 32 times was even too much for Cooper Rush. If they would have ran Rico Dowdle then, do we not realize that 19 for 86 is really, really good? Why didn't he run him? Why? We can do this all day. Nothing Mike McCarthy says. Anybody who can remember those games, there was no reason not to be running Rico Dowdle. There was no reason. We can do this all day. At half, the score was 13-10. The Cowboys were up 13-10. Explain to me why Cooper Rush threw the ball 36 times. Now, in this game, you notice 22 carries. 22 carries. This is what has been helping Cooper Rush out when they're winning, because they won this game. This is what's been helping them out. And Mike McCarthy does not like to run the ball. But you know why he's running the ball? Because he realizes, and he started realizing, that in actuality, he can't do with Cooper Rush what he does with Dak Prescott. He can't throw the ball 30, 40, and 50 times consistently. We literally saw this just last week. We don't remember this because we are prisoners of the moment. But against the Cincinnati Bengals, Rico was 18 for 131. Why didn't he get 25? I've already shown in the video, Mike McCarthy went down to the last 7 minutes. Mike McCarthy, there was around the 7-minute mark, midway through the fourth quarter, Mike McCarthy, Rico Dowdle rattled off a 14-yard run, and Mike McCarthy persisted to throw the ball from that point forward. Anybody remember the score? It was 17-10. It was 17-17 in the third quarter. Can somebody tell me what is Mike McCarthy talking about? The team, it could have been the difference of 3 scores. What? No, Mike. In actuality, Rico Dowdle has been doing good all season, and we have been giving this man a pass. But the numbers don't support what he's saying. I've watched all these games. The film don't support it. The detailed analytics don't show it. None of it shows it. Even when the line got rearranged and it started looking better, Rico could have been running before that, and it would have helped this line. He wanted to put this line in pass protection situations, which young lines can't pass protect, man. You got to run the ball. Everyone knows this. This is simple football. And stop just running up the A and the B gap. This is simplistic. What has helped this team is the running of one Rico Dowdle. And had Mike McCarthy ran the ball on the last 2 drives for the Dallas Cowboys, I don't think the Bengals win. I don't think the Bengals win the game. I think the Cowboys pull it out. I think they pull it out. Nothing supports. See, Mike McCarthy's problem is, I don't think Mike McCarthy think people will go back and check the numbers. But when you even look at this last game in the Carolina Panthers, let me tell you something. When your defense gets 4 turnovers, because that's what Mike is talking about in that game. When your defense gets 4 turnovers, because they only turned over Joe Burrow once. So what games are you talking about? They've been doing this up and down. But the consistent thing that the Cowboys have changed, look at Rico Dowdle. This time he was 25 for 149. When you can run like this, you can win games, especially against bad teams. 6 sacks, 4 turnovers, and your running back runs for 149 yards. You better believe play action is going to be there. He only completed 18 passes. This is how teams were beating the Cowboys early in the season. They went back-to-back weeks where Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson both, I believe, completed only 15 passes. Their numbers look similar because they could run the ball. And so Mike McCarthy, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that he will not give Rico Dowdle the true credit that he deserves because he knows that it's going to indict him. Let me show you what Cooper Rush said. You give Cooper Rush some credit. One thing I can see about Cooper Rush, he's real. He's realistic. He's realistic. He's not going to lie to you. The Panthers couldn't take advantage of the mistake that Rush made. They couldn't take advantage of it. They just didn't have the team. While Mike McCarthy is praising Cooper Rush, look at what Cooper Rush says. And this is absolutely the truth. He says it starts with those guys up front. Watch this. We're running the rock. They're really moving guys. Rush said on Cowboys OT. Rico's in a real good rhythm with them, and that's been a difference maker. And the defense getting turnovers. You turn the ball over, and we're not turning over as much, and we're trying to just capitalize when they get us the ball. That's the facts. That's the facts. Running the ball helps every quarterback because all of the teams who are in contention right now, they're all doing it. They all have running backs. They're all ready for the playoffs because there's 2 things that travel well in the playoffs: running the ball and defense. And I'm going to let you hear as we get out of here. I'm going to let you hear one Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle adamantly disagrees with Mike McCarthy, listen to the question and the answer they're going to ask Rico Dowdle.
Like I said, it was all about the rhythm, and I've been firm on that since the beginning about the rhythm, getting the attempts, and I think we always could have did it, but, timing right now, and it's working right now for us, so I'm not worried about early in the season.
Rico, individually, have you
You heard Rico Dowdle, right? Rico Dowdle said we could have been doing it. That's facts. It's not conjecture. It's facts. If you look all the way back to the Pittsburgh game, Rico Dowdle was already showing this. It was Jerry who wanted to insert Zeke. It was Jerry who wanted to do running back by committee. Y'all can be prisoners of the moment if you want to, but I'm not. I remember all of this. I remember Mike McCarthy's reluctance to run. If you look at those past games I just showed you, Mike McCarthy is a liar. He is. And Rico Dowdle, y'all. Rico Dowdle. And Cooper Rush has said as much. Zimmer has done a great job on defense. He's using Micah Parsons in all kinds of different ways. But I think Rico Dowdle has shown us all season. Even with the line that we say couldn't block. No, Rico was doing this already. He did it in the Pittsburgh game. And it even opened up that game for Dak Prescott more. I'm telling us, Rico Dowdle could have been doing this, and Rico Dowdle is one of the main reasons right now that this offense looks good. And if Mike McCarthy will go against his own values and run the ball and run Rico even more, and if you're not going to run him more, then you better do what you did this past week. You better mix in some Zeke. You better mix in some Turpin. Run this thing 35, 36 times. And if they can continue to do that while running Rico 25 or more of those carries, I don't believe they're going to the playoffs. Who knows? Maybe they can win 2 of the last 3. Heck, who knows? Maybe they could win 3 of the last 3. But if they are going to win 3 of the last 3, Rico Dowdle is going to be a huge part of that. That's my time. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys. We talk facts. Peace.